Every client that I talk to when it comes to naming convention, right? The first thing that they ask is like, well, what should we be doing? I'm like, well, just pretend that I started working for you today. If I'm going through your CRM, am I going to understand what every piece of content relates to?
A lot of times, when you're in smaller teams, there's not enough people to do the tasks that are basically documentation and follow-up. And AI is amazing at doing both documentation and follow-up. Things like AI-generated description for workflows, things like AI-generated descriptions for reports, etc. So like all the little things that when we're talking about implementing HubSpot, we say like you should always make sure there's a description on the new property you do. Like all of these things that make sense when we say them, but never end up doing in our day-to-day. Now AI can help us work through them. What are some of your most favorite like quality of life AI updates?
I would honestly say, I mean, the description and stuff for workflows, just the descriptions in general, I really do love. So if you haven't experienced them, which you should have by now through the reporting tool for Breeze, and also there's one for workflows for currently for the description, but not for the name. So now we have it for the name as well. So definitely the naming aspect of things, especially because of the fact that the naming in HubSpot now, the engines work really nicely. They're really natural to what it is that it's trying to surface a name for. So it may not entirely solve naming convention issues, but especially in cases where you have accounts that just have like the most horrifically named workflows, right? Now you can actually go in there and start putting in like maybe a couple acronyms to start, and then, or, let it rename it, and then toss in a couple acronyms at the start, toss in an acronym at the end, whatever it might be to create that structure around it, but at least it makes sense.
Yeah.
Every client that I talk to when it comes to naming convention, right? The first thing that they ask is like, well, what should we be doing? I'm like, well, just pretend that I started working for you today. If I'm going through your CRM, am I going to understand what every piece of content relates to?
Yep.
Am I going to understand what forms are, what workflows relate to, all that kind of stuff? If it's not named in that way, no, right? And then your onboarding just right through the roof, because now all of a sudden you got to remember, you got to teach this lingo. You've got a whole vocabulary that you got to teach everybody, right?